Map number 1 ready and waiting. So let's bring it up and see where we will be playing as we roll through. It's going to end up on Clubhouse. And we were mentioning pre-broadcast that it is very brave for Fury to let that slide.
Yeah, and notably, they had the option to choose Border if they wanted to, also known as a strong map for FNATIC. So, look, it's a difficult spot for them to be in on either of those maps. Clubhouse, FNATIC have proven very strong on already this season, having 2 wins, and 2 strong wins at that. So, maybe Fury have something up their sleeve. We were saying this last night, guys, with the wildcard matchup. The 2 maps they got with wildcard, Coastline and Cafe, strong maps for wildcard. Fury just took it to them. So it could be the same situation tonight.
Yeah, I still think it's a really risky choice though, because it is basically FNATIC's most played map.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
I don't know.
And wins as well. Like, it's not just that they've played it, it's that they've won it as well. So, yeah, for sure. It's not going to be easy. Fury might have something up their sleeve. We're going to have to, you know, wait and see.
Well, we're a little bit scared for Fury. What do you guys think? Let's bring up the poll and see who you are favouring. And FNATIC with 88%. I know you voted for Fury.
Got to balance it out, right?
Yeah, they're still below the draw. That's a little bit disheartening.
Yeah.
However, it was a very similar result against Wildcard, and
for sure.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Yes,
so.
And look, I've predicted in the CGG predictions double FNATIC win, and
I think everyone did.
I think everyone did, yeah. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if people are still standing by that. It's one thing for Fury to have those good results against Wildcard, but FNATIC are a different team, and they haven't given us any reason to really doubt their form so far in the season. If anything, they're just continuously solidifying that they are a strong opponent this year, or this season. I don't think it's going to change tonight.
Well, Clubhouse is a map that FNATIC love, and they've had a lot of success on. Let's jump straight into this first matchup. Fury have the odds stacked against them. Can they pull a miracle? We saw them do it last night. Can they do it again? Straight into the ban phase. Raven.
Yes.
What can we expect?
We saw some target bans coming out of Fury last night against Wildcard. Buck being the attacker ban on both maps, very much taking out Emo Rin. He was a strong Buck player, but not last night because he didn't get a chance to play it. And we definitely saw Emo Rin go missing, essentially. Never really had a massive impact on the match. So interesting to see what they get here. Is the Thatcher a big common ban in ANZ? We talked about it last night. In fact, he wasn't banned at all last night, available all the matches. Tonight, he will be off the board, so these attacks will have to be more thorough with clearing utility. Not as simple as throwing those EMPs down just to clear it out.
Interesting that Fury didn't leave that Thatcher ban open for FNATIC because we know they often picked it. I think the biggest thing to note out of this attacking phase, we are in Clubhouse. Maverick is on the board, so not only does that make Cash really difficult to hold, so I'm expecting maybe teams probably won't go there first. On top of that, downstairs, those hatches are going to be even more exposed, so I think this is actually going to sort of spice up this map, and we might see something a little bit different.
Definitely setting it up for that. The other thing that I want to point out is that Magnet actually has been playing a lot of that Maverick, and the times he's played Maverick on this map, he's performed really strongly. So this could be working towards his favor as well, getting to play that operator on attack, which is FNATIC's starting half being attack. See whether he plays that and whether it does have that impact. For sure, Maverick will be a very key factor of these attacks though.
Well, we will find out shortly where Fury will decide to defend. It's going to actually be CC and Cash. FNATIC surely bring the Maverick, don't they, Raven? There we go. Yep. Magnet, you called it. And I'm feeling a bit nervous for Fury because how do you counter that Maverick play?
Depends on exactly where he's Mavericking. It's most likely going to be Kennel's Wall. The Habana is available for that, but I would imagine they're going to be using the Habana to open up some lines from construction into Cash, or they could be using it in Garage to assist with a Garage flush out. Either way, to counter that Maverick, it's pretty hard. A good Maverick player never exposes themselves when they make the lines if you're trying to do a Maverick trick. And so far, we've not seen Magnet really being countered. I don't see that happening tonight. I think it's after that phase where Fury's going to have to figure out something. Maybe some aggression, guys.
Fury have brought the hard breach denial on the wall. That'll be Moodsley with Kaid. Expecting that pick is in response to their own ban of Thatcher. Hopefully they are mindful that Maverick did slip through and have a way to try and deny it. It's such a hard wall because of but the fact that it has that platform means that it's quite safe to sit behind and can be hard to flush out. I guess maybe Fury will be trying to set up for a post plant or try and deny the plant, because the thing is, once the wall's open, it isn't exactly the easiest entrance onto the actual bomb site.
That's right. Ooh, early aggression there from Warden. Maybe trying to get that early spawn peak. Gonna run away. But yes, guys, as you were saying, that Kennel's Wall is quite safe to sit at. And it definitely is going to have to be a post-plant or plant denial scenario that Fury will be dealing with there. I think they're definitely trying to get this aggression early and just displace FNATIC a little bit, slow them down on their attacks, because they've got some pretty good pace so far. Speaking of, Magnet is already starting to work on this wall. Again, good time management coming out of FNATIC here.
So we have Warden roaming. I think he might have been close to an engagement there with Virtue. Rock was offside as well. So Fury definitely playing quite loose at the moment. We saw them play very aggressively and very confidently against Wildcard yesterday. Warden still playing behind this bar. There is a player that's approaching to his left. Does he see him? He flicks. Does he hit the shot? He does. Ooh. Virtue caught sleeping and Fury get the man advantage. Lusty gets one back though on the Hibana. So not the worst result for Fury. They do get one of the top fraggers from FNATIC down.
Yeah, and he's going to take away frag grenades as well, which are pretty big arsenal of Virtue to use to get some picks. It's going to slow them down with entry frags. Mentalist has pushed through Barts. They really are doubling down on a bit of a roam clear here. They want to find this Vigil and just make sure that he's not going to be more of a pest to them. There's not many on site though. Warden has moved up to that master bedroom. He can still be quite the pest with those, you know, the little marks that come up as he's drowning him out, because it might still look like he's in bar. It's going to take them a little while to pinpoint. Muesli has the garage control, so again, a lot of good map control still held by Fury here.
Warden wasting so much time here, and FNATIC are failing to get this roamer. We often see FNATIC hit the refrag really quickly, but in that scenario, Virtue was just taken down so quickly, and Warden, he was able to get away. FNATIC have got that main wall open though, so it's definitely an entry point where they could go for the plant. Lusty is one to keep an eye on though. He's the one on the roof with the diffuser in hand.
That pick on the Virtue has really stalled out FNATIC. They're spending a lot of time just droning and being really thorough, trying to spot Warden, make sure he's back on site, or if he's off site, where exactly is he? Do they still need to deal with him? Because when it comes down to this 45 seconds, you have to make the big decision whether you're still pushing for that or whether you're just going to start going to site. Going to site, it looks like they are, Guz. They are at the breach, pre-firing a lot of these angles. Muesli still with such a strong position in garage. If they aren't able to flush him out, it's going to be very difficult to run through for plant. They've backed up onto the construction side there, Guz. So it looks like it could be more of a plant coming from the west.
Fury continuing to drain time here. The run out will drop Magnet. A fantastic kill there from Warden. Secures his triple. And now FNATIC are left in a 2-on-4. Lusty enters the side as Mentalist gets one. This could potentially be very dangerous for Fury. FNATIC trying to find those frags. The plant will be so challenging. Muesli's caught sleeping. He gets one. He gets the second as well on towards the stairs. And now it's Rock left in a 2-on-1. No nitro cell, so he can't go below. He needs to try to deny the plant. He tries to go through the rotate. He baits it out and pre-fires that angle, but he doesn't net the kill. Sees one to his right and flicks. He lights up that player, but he needs to hit two. FNATIC with a really strong post-plant now, and Rock has the odds against him. He is eventually going to go through that rotate in towards Cash. Lusty is to his hard left of that door, so he needs to be mindful. The timing here for Rock couldn't have been any worse, and there we go. Lusty will swing around wide, and FNATIC will take the round. It was a 2-on-4, and Fury just caught sleeping on the side.
Yeah, it was looking really good for Fury off the back of some great plays from Warden, that aggression slipping around as the Vigil, but they weren't able to secure it. Those players for FNATIC, we've talked about it time and time again, their ability to be able to step up in those stressful situations. Neither Lusty nor Mentalist look stressed. Look at Lusty just calmly walking through sight. They knew where they were. That pinch on the catch stairs is beautiful. Just their late round is so hard to deal with for a lot of these teams.
Super unfortunate that that C4 from the Mozzie was used earlier. Otherwise, Rock would have been in a perfect position to go below and deny that plant, because it was just planted inside of server. The floor is destructible, so Fury just so close. And it's a little bit like when Homeless were playing FNATIC, isn't it? Because we saw a lot of those rounds on Homeless's defense be so close, even those that they lost. So I guess that is a real testament to how strong FNATIC are in that late round stage.
Fury looking to do quite the roam here yet again. Warden has gone all the way to the top floor. He's going to be reinforcing this Fusey wall, but Guz, Mentalist on this Jackal. He's going to be able to flush out and find Warden a lot easier. It's going to take less time and less effort. It's going to be good to see whether that actually has a big impact on Fury's defense, as Warden did end up with a triple, I believe it was, in that round.
5 seconds to go.
FNATIC, We know they're really good at refragging, so it was a little bit disheartening to see them struggle in that last round, trying to hunt down that Warden. Had a big impact on Fury's ability to almost get that round back right at the very end. But it just wasn't meant to be. FNATIC, I'm sure, will be a little bit more vigilant. Did you like the pun? Vigilant in how they clear out those roamers. Warden's actually very low. Okay. He gets away with his life, though. If he isn't trapped, he might be able to get his way back to site.
Potentially was a pre-fire there. Some Jacko scans are coming out, and ooh, he has been downed now. He's getting reset, actually, on site there. Easily doing the job. Warden will be back around, start to create some havoc. Looks like he's set to re-enter through garage, and it is going to waste a bit of time as FNATIC are droning out that top floor so they can check whether they actually have that map control, which they don't because Rock is here in CCTV, trying to be more of a nuisance on the roam, which is allowing Warden time to rotate back up. It did look like he might be entering garage again.
Rock looks a little bit scared. He decides to run off. But once again, FNATIC aren't cutting off his rotate. If he wants to go down blue, he should be able to. Lusty, meanwhile, he drops Shade, one of the big impact players last night for Fury. That's a long way away from the side, and Lusty is now given free control of Lounge. It does look like that player roaming earlier in Rock is close to his left at the top of blue. Not sure if he's quite aware that Rock is in that position. If he swings wide, he could get the kill. There is a player over towards the main door that could cover, but I don't think he's in the greatest position. Rock is holding this very patiently, deciding not to peek wide.
Yeah, unless he did seem like he was a little bit aware or wary of that position. FNATIC are going to drone it out, which will mean Rock can go back to site. He did catch a drone just there on Cash Stairs. If he gets the chance to move it, that could be pivotal, but no, I think it was shot just in time by FNATIC. They can now start to open these hatches as they have obtained map control. But guys, that did burn 2 minutes, so somewhat effective on that roam. Shade, though, was the one that was a bit strange there. A really odd position to be caught out in the stock room.
A decent time waster by Fury, but in the last round we saw them waste a lot of time and that didn't pay off either. So they just need to be a little bit careful in the aggression from FNATIC late here. Lusty's super low with that diffuser. If they can drop him, it could change the tide. Moosley gets Tex. Of course, Copper from Sinister, as he was previously known. Playing pretty well for FNATIC so far, but not having an impact this round. Virtue, meanwhile, gets Warden, as Magnet will come in late through Dirty. This is where Fury need to be careful. If they get rushed on, it could spell their demise. Moosley, he's going to get aggressive over towards the stairs. No way FNATIC let this flank work. Moosley, he could be on for a massive play as Lusty gets his double, and Moosley finds his way into Kitchen. He gets one.
Moosley.
And the second, that's his triple. The diffuser is down with 5 seconds left. Fury just need to burn time. Watch the hatch drop and they should be fine. Magnet has entered the side and he gets Moosley. Now Golden just needs to play passive, and there we go. Fury protect the bombs and take the second round. What a flank from Moosley.
Yeah, it worked out really well, and the trigger discipline as well. He waited to get into the room, assessed who was there, and took out the players necessary. The biggest one, obviously, that second one, over near the hatch with the diffuser. Timed to perfection, and you know what? He didn't stick to try and get the third one.
He didn't overpeak it.
Yeah, he didn't overpeak it. It was beautiful discipline from him. And went back to site. So, well played by Fury. Very similar to what we saw against Wildcard last night. Shade able to get similar plays, similar flanks, downing diffuser holders, downing somebody in plant motion. It's starting to be a Fury thing.
Fury, of course. I labelled them as the gatekeepers of ANZ last night. They have a bit of a reputation of maybe not being the most consistent team, but when they have a challenging opponent, they will show up. They did it last night. They did it last season. Can they do it against FNATIC? FNATIC only lost to Fury last season in season number 10. They haven't lost one yet so far, so maybe a little bit of deja vu.
Could be. So far we are looking pretty tight here, guys. Fury playing it quite well. The roam clear was relatively effective by FNATIC, but a little bit slow. Maybe that was the deciding factor in the end that cost them the round because it came down to the wire. Also, maybe some lacking in the flank watch there. No Nomad for FNATIC, which is actually something we've seen them play a lot of before. Not used this time.
10 seconds to go.
No Nomad. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
It is a bit of a tongue twister.
5 seconds remaining.
And also, you know, gotta bring Nomad, right? Rep the FNATIC skin.
True.
Attackers must locate and defuse.
I mean, any flank watch at this stage would probably be nice. Surely FNATIC watched a bit of the VOD last night of Fury. After seeing the results, at least. And gone, okay, maybe they're actually pretty good this season. And surely they saw, like, the flanks coming out from Fury. They weren't complicated. They could have been shut down. maybe FNATIC just are confident in their drone placement and their flank watches.
Yeah, I'd also think that maybe the emphasis out of watching that VOD from Wildcard is Fury flank a lot, and it's really effective and well-timed. Maybe we should emphasize our flank watch. Perhaps there was just some communication issues again from FNATIC in that instance. They might be able to get on top of it. There's only 2 attacks deep here. Their droning has been great so far for these roam clears. They're really trapping Warden. They've got a lot of effective tools, and nobody really had a big impact early round on the roam. So it's more that late round situation for FNATIC. Magnet is using his blowtorch slightly there, and they will be trying CC attack again. Kennel's Wall will have to be attempted soon just to put some pressure on the defense.
I love the fact that Fury have taken FNATIC to arguably one of their best maps, yet they're still playing super aggressively and super confidently. Yes, it didn't work out in the first round, it almost did. But then to back it up again in the second round shows to me that they're not scared. They're just going to play their game. Hey, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
FNATIC definitely going to have to avoid Warden here. He is slipping away again in that bathroom at the bottom of main stairs. So they do have a drone set up on flank or something to assist with that, because it could be a dangerous situation late there. No engagement so far, guys, over halfway through this round now. Approaching this final minute, and it means that FNATIC need to start to get a little bit more map control. Just having construction and kennels can be a little bit tricky for an execute, a little bit messy. But it is doable. Warden is making his move, as is Shade with him on the main stairs. They seem very aware, though. There's 2 FNATIC players at the top of those stairs, and they are just waiting for that. They are pounced on. Shade did find another, though, so it is a 4 versus 3 in favor of Fury.
Fury just need to hold out for another minute. The diffuser has been dropped inside of Con, so expect FNATIC to go for this western push, unless they decide right about now that they are going to rotate. Looks like Tex is being spotted out. He finds the Valkyrie camera and will delete it. Virtue gets golden though, so it is a 3-on-3. Virtue inside of Con as well, managing to get that pick.
Yeah, some potential denial still available in Muesli and Rock. Tex is going to be able to find a nade. No, there's an ADS still there, Guz. It's going to really hinder this execute. Tex is the one with diffuser. It's going to be hectic now.
FNATIC getting aggressive. Virtue's made his way in towards the side, and Rock is once again left to try and clutch it up. But FNATIC will swiftly take the round.
Look, it wasn't looking too bad for Fury again on this CCTV cash defense, but the late round did not work out for them. They can't just rely on flanks to work out just to secure rounds. They've got to be able to hold those angles on site. No crossfire held at all into cash. It was 2 players that pushed through there, Virtue and Tex, completely untouched, basically. So Fury got to tidy that up if they wish to win that defense. They are going to change now to Gym Bedroom. Try something a little bit different.
We are yet to see Gym Bedroom in this match so far. If you are just joining us, it was Cash, then downstairs in Church and back to Cash. Unfortunately, Fury hasn't won either of those upstairs defenses. Only successful when they did go below. Interested to see if they can be a little bit more effective over to Bedroom. FNATIC bringing pretty much the same lineup.
Yeah, it's a well-rounded, universal lineup, and it makes sense because Fury are doing a bit of a strange roam. The Jackal helps a lot. The only thing you could argue maybe they could bring instead, an IQ, the Nomad as we said, even a Zofia for that extra soft reach. Either way, their lineup is working quite well, so I'd say why change it. Shade has gone into this pulse, which we saw him using to quite a lot of effect, especially on Cafe last night. And extra intel, allowing some flanks to happen. And some nice vertical denial.
That was such a perfect reach, and it had that tiny bit that Muesli just couldn't get through. That's a bit rough. Looks like the rest of the setup for Fury though has been quite clean. They've got the rotate in between the sites that we normally see. Doesn't look like it's the heaviest of cash holds yet. Golden is playing in there currently. I'm expecting maybe Muesli to head back there, offer some assistance with those Kaid Electro Claws. But again, with this Maverick on the board, they're really not going to be that effective.
No, Magnet will be able to make light work of this wall. Nothing that they can really do about it, to be honest. As Magnet is pre-firing, of course, they could peek down from construction there. Doesn't look like a player is going to be doing so. Magnet will make work on this wall. Very critical wall to open, especially early. It will cut that rotate around the main stairs and in between Bedroom and Logistics, which means that you can basically sever the site in half and trap the defense just that little bit extra.
Lusty gets the entry onto Shade, so he's been shut down again. Not the greatest start for him. He played so well last night, but unable to really back that up here on Clubhouse just yet. Magnet, meanwhile, is going to do the breaching torch trick on the wall. Torch the top, torch the bottom. And that should create a soft wall for Virtue to hit down. Nice straight lines there from Magnet. Very clean job.
That it is, and yeah, look, Shade has been pretty ineffective. Maybe the big takeaway that FNATIC got was, let's find Shade. Let's find him early and take him out, because he is annoying, man. Warden, though, does find Mentalist. That's going to be the Jackal off the board, so they can now start to move around a little bit more freely and not be hunted down as much. Speaking of, Warden is the main one that has been that little pest running around for Fury so far in Clubhouse. Now that he can roam a little more freely, it could be something that comes back late round.
Mentalist once again taken down quite early for FNATIC. Losing Jackal probably isn't the worst. Unlikely really to provide a lot of utility for the plant, outside of info, of course. FNATIC once again taking their time to drone, and Magnet, he'll find Warden. He was flanking earlier, he did take down Mentalist, but the refrag will finally come out. More shots coming down. May have been text in that engagement. Either way, though, it looks like FNATIC are setting up to try and get in towards the Jacuzzi wall. Head for that gym plant, potentially. Flashes come out. Virtue could be flashed. No, luckily it just misses him as he makes his way in towards Bathroom. He covers Con. Magnet's going to follow, as well as Lusty. Virtue is now getting quite aggressive on this peak as Tex will provide support from the window. He could be on for a big play, but he gets shut down as he whiffs his shots, and Golden gets one. It's now a 3-on-3. FNATIC have 20 seconds to attempt the plant. Magnet will be the planter. Brock gets one though. Leaves it in a 2-on-3. Lusty needs to try and cover as Magnet has fallen off that plant. He's going to make his way in towards Logic, but he gets taken down as well. And Fury will eventually drop the bomb and get the last kill in the process. Fury with a pretty nice 4th round there.
Yeah, and it was a pretty nice retake. They actually did completely lose site control, but the retake coming out of the frag Rock got onto the planter just really helped Fury excel themselves forward there and even it out at 2-2. Really back and forth so far here, Guz, which is a great sign for Fury just to stay in touch with FNATIC. Very important for them.
Church and Arsenal is now, of course, unlocked for Fury. They attempted it in round number 2 and won that round. Scores are even. Definitely hasn't really felt too one-sided either way. It's been a couple rounds where Fury could have even potentially been higher up. Maybe even 3-1. The first round in particular was so close.
Yeah, those catch defenses I feel like definitely could have gone either way. And they're the rounds that FNATIC has won. So yeah, definitely so far. Passing mark for Fury coming into this night, backing up their efforts from last night. FNATIC doing a good job though, just shutting down that loose erraticness that Fury really had, especially in the early rounds at least. We did see them get one flank, and that did cost FNATIC a round. But so far that is being shut down. Players like Warden and Shade not having a great effect so far. Warden in that first round did get some frags, but that's really it to this stage.
Well, Shade is playing Smoke this round, so anticipating him to maybe play a little bit more of an anchor role. Maybe realizing that his aggressive roams aren't quite working out so far. Maybe his strong fragging can be used later in the rounds where FNATIC have definitely looked their strongest. FNATIC's flank clear has improved slightly. It was weaker at the start of this map, but it is slowly improving. And once again, we are going to see some very heavy droning. FNATIC are such a fantastic team at really making full use of those drones, and it's something that I think a lot of teams can look up at.
Definitely thorough, and it works effectively. And look at that, they've shut down that roam of Warden on the Jaeger. He's definitely going to have to go back to site. Not able to have much effect again early round, but he's just going to go straight back out the other side. It looks like Rock, a strange angle there, on a bit of a boost. Looking to catch them off guard on main stairs. Warden's going to be there to assist those drones coming out, and instead of dropping, he's actually pushing up. Something that FNATIC might not be able to read into.
These plays from Fury are just so unpredictable, and if Warden can just sit here, he might be able to get a couple of picks late. And it's in Kitchen. It's where we saw Moosley help his team win the round when they last defended the site with the last flank. But it looks like Warden has been discovered and is going to be shut down. Lusty finishes the job, and FNATIC now have a strongman advantage and top floor control.
We did see very briefly in the observer tool there was a drone sitting in the middle of the kitchen, so really nicely stealth drone placed into there that saw that rotate. Well caught by FNATIC, and again, Warden shut down halfway through the round, and Fury are going to have to hold on here and delay as long as possible. Magnet making light work of these hatches on Maverick, being very efficient so far. This was pretty much similar time management that we saw out of FNATIC last time they attacked. It really was all down to that devastating flank from Muesli. Man advantage has been nullified now though, 4 versus 4 as we come towards the final minute of the round.
2 members of Fury, Golden and Rock, though, are quite low. FNATIC should be able to play into that as Magnet's having a few issues getting this hatch open, taking quite some time. Does eventually pop though. He has the diffuser in hand, so we could definitely see a moto drop and then a push into Church.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
So Fury playing this quite passively. As once again, FNATIC still sending out drones. It almost feels like they have an unlimited supply.
Yeah, being very efficient, maintaining their drone economy. Magnet is going to look to push through this dirt tunnel here in construction. Is not being held. Really signifies that they're likely trying to go for an Arsenal execute. The drones were there as well. Last he did see it was clear, and that Fury were really playing all around Blue and Church, but that goo mine is a big signal.
If Fury have heard that, that could spell Magnet and his team's demise. Shade gets one on to Mentalist, who will once again not be available for this execute, as FNATIC will now be activated. 5 seconds left on the board. Texan Lusty get one. Can Lusty get another? He will. That's his triple for the round, and now it's left up to Muesli to deny it. He flanks in the hallway. Fury have protected the bombs. They can't get the plant down.
Can't get the plant down because Lusty left that goo in to get those frags, which he had to. He had to push through it. But that goo mine in the end was just their undoing. FNATIC all coming up in that final part of the round really was theirs to take. Snatched away at the final moments. Fury hanging on here. They've got the round advantage now as we have the last round of the half. If they manage to secure this round, they're setting themselves up in a nice position coming into their attack half. Is not overly favourable on Clubhouse, but based on Fury's attacks last night, we might see something special here.
These aggressive plays from Furia definitely proving hard to read into at times.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
I guess
bombs
the change in that round was that it ended up coming down to some really, I'm not sure if lucky is the way to describe it, but maybe effective utility usage with those goo mines. Their ability to deny that plan proves so costly for the attackers late. And the only way FNATIC could have won that round is if they got that kill onto Muesli in essentially the last second of the round.
Yeah.
So unlucky for them.
The other thing too is at least 3 of those 4 plays in that final execute stage there, the final 20 seconds, at least 3 of them were on like 20 HP or something. Most of them were one shot. So that's engagements that FNATIC just didn't quite secure earlier. Being back to bite them in the end. Got to really make those count. Shade here going to try and get this cam outside. Pretty default into the tree though. Wouldn't expect that gets past FNATIC. Big difference here. Mentalist has gone into the Lion. Not bringing the Jackal this time. He's bringing the Lion. It was working quite well previously for them. Something they are probably deciding is more effective than the Jackal for this room clear.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the kill feed, and it feels like for quite a few of these rounds, Mentalist is just dropping short of the execute, so he hasn't quite been available there to support his teammates. So maybe he's going to play a little bit more passive this round, sit back and pop those E1Ds. Further 8 FNATIC in that roam clear and that execute if needed.
Attackers have located
Looks like
a bomb.
FNATIC will once again get this wall opened by the Maverick chick. Magnet has already opened the bottom, and Tex will babysit that in the meantime, as Magnet will now get the top. That'll allow Tex, of course, to impact the wall, exposing the site. But it looks like Fury are playing pretty intelligently. They're not going to sit in that site expecting this to occur.
No, and this is still pretty standard at this stage. The order of things that FNATIC have been doing and the time management, all very similar. Tex will use those impacts to open up the wall, which means they have a run-in, strong line of sight, pre-firing that catwalk position in garage, trying to clear out that person who's actually playing near the window. He's playing very passive here. So far, getting close to the halfway point, guys, and besides opening kennel walls, nothing dramatic has happened for FNATIC. They're starting to get more map control over on the west side here, droning out Master Bedroom. Haven't physically taken it at this stage. Virtue is in logistics. But it's the pressure they have to put on Fury. And the real telling sign that we put emphasis on was Fury in their late round for this defense.
Tex is attempting to drone out construction. Those mute jammers are proving to be quite frustrating though. Sounds like Lusty is potentially trying to breach a wall open. It may have been Impact Trick just going off the sound cue. Either way though, FNATIC do seem a little bit stalled out at the moment. Just trying to set up for this execute.
Being very, very cautious. And look, no engagements have caused any HP damage. Very comfortably sitting on site, but you know what? I don't see all of them on site. Rock is below. I believe there is someone elsewhere as well. I only counted 4 outlines at that stage. Didn't quite get a look. Magnet does finally open the scorecard though. It's traded back. 40 seconds here, guys. Time has ticked away. It's going to end up being very similar story for the 3 defenses we've seen here. It's going to end up being a really quick execute.
Lusty needs to shut down the flank. That was risky as he had the diffuser, but he hits the shot. And now Fury need to try and hold this attack back. Lusty is pushing in from Yukon, so expect the cash push. Rock and Tex get 1 each, so it is a 3-on-2, but Muesli, he'll even things out. Doesn't quite get the second. That was close, but Rock gets his double. It's a 1-on-1. He has a C4 in his pocket. If he has the intel above, he could well get this kill. Fury do have Valkyrie cameras. Surely they have some intel on this plant. Rock will replace the C4, but he doesn't go off a ping, and he won't be able to get the kill. Oof. But FNATIC don't go for the plant, and Fury will win the round.
Yeah, ill-advised C4, but I think Lusty just also thought because he was getting pinged, maybe just not worth risking the play. Maybe suspecting that Rock was about to come up the stairs and he might have that last second to try and get the pick. Not to be though, Fury taking a 4-2 advantage into their attack half. Not unheard of on Clubhouse at all, but they've been playing pretty well, to be honest, guys. It's a little bit untidy. FNATIC have been shutting them down in things that were working really well last night against Wildcard. But either way, they've got themselves 4 rounds. They've got a really big opportunity here to step up on attack, and they were attacking quite well last night.
This switch of sides could definitely change the momentum of this match. It is a slightly defender side map, as you mentioned. A 4-2 scoreline definitely not uncommon. But I still get the sense that there is a bit of pressure on FNATIC. A couple of the rounds that they did lose were on the back of some misplays. Quick look at the scoreboard, we'll see Lusty on 12 kills. So despite a slight misplay potentially there in the last round, not going for the plant, despite the fact that it would have been denied anyway, so look, blame definitely not on Lusty for that round. He's popping off, and hopefully he can continue to lift his team through the rest of this half.
Sometimes it can be a concern seeing a support player, especially ones playing hard breach, popping off like that. It's great to see sometimes, but seeing players like Tex, Virtue, not really racking up the kind of frag count you would expect to see, and it's the kind of thing that you can't always count on, but it's when FNATIC is going strong, it's usually those players that are stepping up. Maybe that is a sign that FNATIC is struggling with something here. And we'll have to see whether it changes on defense. Virtue is on his comfort pick as Jaeger. Seen him get some mad amount of frags on this operator. So if he can pull that out, it could be the end of Fury.
On the topic of Fury, it looks like they are going to be playing quite patiently, droning it out. Warden using that skeleton key to create an entry point from Jacuzzi. There's only one FNATIC defender on that side of the map. That'll be Mentalist on the Koyo, trying to shut down these drones. The mute jammers will assist in that. Does appear like FNATIC are playing a very strong anti-intel game. Mentalist makes his way into bathroom. If he pre-fires this wall, he could get a kill, but he's thinking better of it. Probably just going off sound at the moment.
Could be that. They do have a Valkyrie, so maybe there is a Valkyrie part of this strategy, trying to set it up. There's a lot of aggression onto this side. Tex is there backing him up. Virtue is over at the cash door, also able to back up in the logistics section. Case Mentalist is getting flanked. This is burning quite a lot of time considering it's only a master bedroom room for the cash defense. Almost half the round, guys, that cost just to get Mentalist to go back to site.
Mentalist was sprayed at when he tried to escape, but he's still on full HP, and now Furia left with half the round to try and salvage something. Doesn't look like Rock has attempted to get the main wall open yet. Instead, he is entering over towards construction. More drones coming out from Fury, and they should be aware that it is currently clear. They can deny the flanks using that Nomad and now try and get to work on construction. Muesli is on Habana, and that should be his role.
They're really doubling down on this construction attack, and without opening kennels, it means that CCTV can be a place of comfort for FNATIC to play. Of course, there are ways they can shut that down elsewhere, so CCTV window, for example, there on the west side. Virtue is in garage, so that is not an option. Rock is finally on Kennel's wall doing something, but this late in the round makes it very tricky. This is again going to be a bit of a messy execute. Tex finally opens the scorecard here with 40 seconds to go. That is Warden on the buck, out of play.
Mentalist tries to shoot back through the Maverick hole, but Rock will survive. The flashes are coming out from Fury, and they might be executing shortly. Mentalist hits the shot onto Rock with the TCSG. A good start for FNATIC this round, and it's now a 5-on-3. Flashes still coming out, but Lusty will dodge those as Mentalist gets his double. They've actually made themselves all the way into sight, but Lusty gets the first, and Mentalist gets the second. FNATIC cleanly take that round, and not the greatest start for the half in the eyes of Fury.
No, they just really didn't have enough teeth on that attack. All they did was drone out and use some utility to clear Master. Yeah, great, but that took half the round, and then the rest of the round, the only teeth they tried to get was Rock getting some holes in Kennel's wall. That's not going to put pressure on anybody. Clearly, Mentalist was not pressured by that at all. In fact, he saw that as an opportunity. And then they just had massive crossfires onto that construction doorway, which just, like, they couldn't get through. And even when they got through, they didn't know the positions. Those mute jammers in the way. Yeah, I'm not too sure what Fury were really thinking in that attack. Not really having great effects at all on the defense. And they're going to be rotating site now due to that success. Going down to the basement.
FNATIC opting to 6-pick onto the Vigil. That'll be Virtue, saying we may well see an upstairs hold. They have brought the castle. We know that Magnet himself has said that they know how to clear this upstairs hold. I guess that poses the question, do they know how to hold it? I'm sure Fury as well will have some VODs out there that they have reviewed, and maybe even potentially they've scrim teams that have done this hold as well, if not done it themselves. So I don't think this will be too unfamiliar territory for Fury, as long as they're nice and clean.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, it's started to become a pretty common roam to attempt on Clubhouse. A lot of teams have been trying this lately, not just within our region, but within other regions, and for quite a while, all with slight different flares. But either way, it's nothing we haven't seen before. And FNATIC did play a club last week against Homeless. They had a strong Clubhouse against Homeless. So Fury shouldn't be stranger. And speaking of, Warden opens it up. Whether that's a pre-fire or an ill-advised spawn pick by Lusty, either way, he is gone. That is the Mozzie off the board. A C4 potentially not used. Maybe some pests not used, we won't know. Start for Fury.
Definitely not the greatest start if you're defending with a roam and one of your roamers gets shut down so early. It just puts more pressure now on the rest of the team that is off-site. Virtue is one of those as he makes his way above. Magnet, okay, he drops Warden, so he's now taken off the board after getting that initial pick. And now Fury need to make the decision. Do they try and go towards site, or do they try and flush out these roamers? And it looks like there was 3. Magnet makes his way down though, so it will now just be Virtue and Tex over towards Cash. Fury are aware that they're there, but they need to do something to try and flush them out.
Yeah, there is also a possibility they could ignore the room and try push to site, which can be a bit risky, but might be worth it. That pre-fire from Tex though.
Oh my
What
God.
is that? Playing a sound cue perfectly. Oh, Rock is just not going to believe what just happened to him. And now that is Fury with a man disadvantage. Losing the Maverick as well. That is an important hard breacher that is just not going to be able to do anything. Muesli using 2 of these X-Kairos onto dirt tunnels. That means they're really doubling down on taking that.
Shade, he will be taken down by Magnet, so now it's Golden and Muesli. Golden has actually found himself inside of Arsenal, trying to hold out as he waits for Muesli to bring the diffuser to him. Multiple players, though, are aware that Golden is now in the site, and he will be shut down, and now Muesli's left in a 4-on-1. He does have the diffuser, but he needs to find multiple picks. The timing there so unfortunate, and FNATIC will win the round.
Timing really costing Golden, and then that final player there looking away when they could have got a pick, but either way, not a great attack from Fury again. They started it well, Warden getting that opening pick, but then they just lost. I mean, Rock was pretty unlucky as well. That pre-fire through that wall. About to see it here from Rock's perspective.
No
You would
way.
never have expected that that was coming. That is just insane to have hit that shot. A headshot as well.
It had to have been a sound cue, surely. Surely the default wasn't up. Anyway, I think the attack there from Fury definitely didn't look as clean as FNATIC, And the thing is, FNATIC never actually successfully attacked that site.
Mm.
So that's a little bit worrying.
Yeah, the roam clear was not very effective at all by Fury, and maybe at the end there they were literally thinking, let's just ignore this. They ended up pushing straight to Dirt Tunnel. We saw Golden was there really early. That call might have come out, but you won't know. Something I do want to point out, based on defense last time, FNATIC versus Homeless on Clubhouse, we saw some really big survival rates coming out of some of their players. Tex had a solid 70% survival rate. So surviving 70% of the rounds on Clubhouse, and a majority of those came from the defense. So this could be something that Fury are going to be having a lot of difficulty dealing with. Magnet is now playing an Echo.
10 seconds to insertion.
A jack of all trades. FNATIC definitely, in recent times, are not afraid to rotate their roles, rotate their operators around a little bit when required.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
I guess he's made that call. Jumping on to the hard support. The rest of his team playing quite aggressive operators, really. A lot of intel gathering on the board also. It's up to Fury to try and clear that out. Again, Fury did clear Thatcher off the board. So you would hope that they know how to clear some of this utility without those EMPs on the board.
Yeah, definitely going to be very important. Speaking of FNATIC's flexibility, I do have a note here that literally says, FNATIC have been flexing their flexibility muscles. And it's something that we're
Is that a flex?
I guess it's a bit of a flex.
It's a flex.
Quite a flex.
It's a flex that they're flexible in their flexibility.
Yes. Either way, something that Fury are going to have to try flex on as well, because they're having a lot of difficulties clearing anything that FNATIC are doing with their defenses. Virtue is opening up on this Jaeger now, as Warden on that sledge gone, dropping straight into logistics. Not sure how much intel he actually had on that. Maybe being a little over-aggressive. I think that's kind of been the story of Warden's Clubhouse so far, usually being the opening death. And FNATIC are positioned very well here, spread out across towards CCTV side. Also not easy to clear out.
Rock running the G36. There's so many Ash players these days that are now reverted back to the G36 with that ACOG. Rock is exposed to the CC window that he has pinged out. Lusty playing on that side of the map. Also needs to be mindful of Virtue. He's quite close to the jump out too. But FNATIC, they just look so calm and collected right now. They don't have to do anything crazy.
Yeah, that Valkyrie cam too was very nice, giving a massive overview towards this bedroom balcony. That's not going to be very bothersome for them at all. Tex still had one in the pocket, and he's put that into Jim. He's going to go for potential run out here from the strip wall. Not going to be spotted. Doesn't seem to be a drone there. He could get that player on the balcony. There's Rock over there on the construction window. And FNATIC just have so much control coming into this last minute, guys. Not sure what Fury's going to be able to do.
Virtue, what? He gets taken out as Muesli finds his way into sight, but he gets dropped. The diffuser is down, and Fury are left in a 2-on-4. It's Shade and Golden. Shade missing those shots, and now Golden needs to try and find him, but he can't. And they have 40 seconds to collect the diffuser, which was dropped again by Muesli, but Mentalist gets his double. And now it's Golden in a 1-on-4. The C4 almost shut down any hope of this round being clutchable, as now he needs to make his way through the hallway, but once again, the timing will be poor, and FNATIC will take the round.
Again, Fury's attacks just lacking... I keep using the word teeth, and it basically is. They have no grip on what FNATIC is doing. It's not moving FNATIC around. They're playing so comfortably in the positions they want to be in. And it just means that late round Fury just have nothing to go off besides trying to frag out. And FNATIC roster, it's not a roster you can just rely on fragging out against. They're all very strong fraggers, great gun skill in this team. They can't rely on that. They need to have a little bit more strategy here just to push FNATIC around and just bully them a little bit.
FNATIC often the team that we would associate with that sort of bully playstyle, where they force the defenders to move around the way they want. And it looks like FNATIC just, they're chilling out under an umbrella, just having a bit of a holiday wherever they're sitting. Just not really feeling any pressure whatsoever. Fury just unable to really get anything going. Can't rely on these heavy flanks, particularly when you're on the attack. FNATIC proving why that isn't so effective.
Are seeing some operator changes from Fury though, so attempting something a bit different here. Golden on the Capital. Likely trying to use that to deal with a potential bandit trick, but FNATIC have not brought a bandit at all. fact, their only form of wall denial will
10
be in
seconds to go.
Tex as the mute player using mute jammers. And it looks like they're setting up again
5
for
seconds to go.
quite a spread roam on the west side. Using mute jammers to slow down this clear from Fury. I like the adaptation from FNATIC. They're not doing the super hard roam that they had last time with the Goyo. It was Mentalist playing in that hallway. But they are doubling down on the intel denial there, which will stall out Fury.
Fury getting quite aggressive below, inside of dirt, trying to gain control underneath the objective. Multiple members, 3 in fact,
Could
actually.
be a rush up cash.
Could well be. There is a player inside of the catwalk which could shut this down, but if they make their way up the stairs, it could be too late. There is a piece of barbed wire there, but if Rock can sneak through, this could be the end. There is a player to his left. That's Valkyrie. That's Lusty. Can he shut him down? He will. So it's a 5-on-4, and just like that, Fury's rush has potentially been stalled, but no. Muesli, he'll get one on to Magnet. That was the player inside of Garage. Poor nade there from Warden. Can he hit the second? No, he thinks better of it. Lusty, meanwhile, gets one, and Mentalist as well. So it's a 2-on-4. Muesli once again left with the diffuser. He's alongside Warden. Both these players aggressive at the early stages of this round. But it looks like FNATIC have just shut that down.
Yeah, I'm just not too sure of the thought process of Fury. I like that they maybe tried to do a bit of a rush, but it was really clearly shut down early. And then some of those players were still trying to push and get some picks. They're just trying to, again, just rely on this aggression, trying to get some frags. FNATIC aren't having a bar of that. They're just too good at their positioning, shutting it down without even a refrag coming out from Fury. And we are seeing a 4 versus 2 against the attack here. FNATIC just looking really strong at this stage, guys. They could be going to match point very shortly.
Definitely looking likely as Warden pings out for an entry into Garage, but Muesli is actually all the way over on the main wall. Their only real chance here is if they can both get into CC and try and refrag it out. It's so challenging though. Okay, Lusty, he's taken off the board, so it's a 3-on-2, starting to look slightly more winnable. FNATIC should be fully aware that both players are on this side of the map, but Warden gets his way inside the objective. FNATIC playing so passive. Can Warden get the pick again? The timing for Fury is terrible, but he still gets the kill onto Virtue. That's his double, getting quite aggressive over towards the stairs as Muesli will come in late towards Cash. 2 players inside of here. Tex, though, he shuts him down. Not sure the play there. And that leaves Warden all alone with 40 seconds left. He knows there's a player on the stairs. He'll go for the vault. Can he hit the kill? Yes! Mentalist gets taken out, but Warden is now one shot. Tex is full HP. He has the shotgun and the SMG. SMG isn't reloaded though, so Tex is definitely confident in his shotgun skill here. He's watching the diffuser quite intently. Of course, he killed Muesli, which dropped it, but the C4 will shut him down. And FNATIC are now on match point.
Look, that could have almost worked against Tex. Warden looked like, maybe reading it a little deep here, but Warden looked like he was potentially about to pre-fire towards that table in Cash, right as Tex threw that. And with a gun that Sledge has, it could have spelled his doom, but either way, FNATIC just too good on that round. Fury really split up, a bit spread out. They never really refragged anything, and even at the end there where it was 2 versus 2, they were both completely separate. And Muesli walked into Cash by himself with Diffuser. That was all hope gone at that stage. Close round in the end due to some sloppiness, but either way, FNATIC are on match point, guys. They're up 6-4. It's 4 rounds in a row on their defense.
And I think it's fair to say that these last 4 rounds have definitely been FNATIC controlled. I don't think there's been a single one where Fury have been in a realistic chance of winning the round, or at least deservedly winning the round. FNATIC are just playing their comfort game. Their Clubhouse game, really. We know that they're so strong on this map. Definitely shining in this second half, and I can pretty confidently say that they're probably going to clean this up here with a flawless second half. I don't think it's going to be too hard. Fury really need to start mixing it up if they want to try and make FNATIC feel a little bit more uncomfortable.
Absolutely, Guz. FNATIC on a pretty solid roam again, seeing this setup offside here. Mentalist bringing that castle. Tex reinforcing those walls up the top floor, so pre-fires coming through that hallway, or even just using the soft breach won't be as effective. Fury try to do the roam clear again. I fear that will probably be their end. They've really struggled with roam clears. Might be better off for them to try and ignore somehow and cut the rotates back to see what their decision making is.
Rock on entry once again with the G36C. He's already dropped Oil Pit. FNATIC need to be awake, or he could get a couple of free kills here. Will he see the castle? He will, but he misses his shots, and he gets shut down. Magnet sweeps out wide. Fury are now, once again, with the man disadvantage, and it's not looking good.
Just got to think that FNATIC's intel and teamwork is just a little too good for those solo quick pushes that that Fury, are trying to do. Let's rock off the board super early. No impact at all. He didn't take any HP off anybody. Tex has been traded out, sure, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to be netting you any rounds. Warden is pushing deep here.
Oh, no.
Again, depends whether FNATIC have the intel. I didn't see default shot. So if someone flicks on the default, which there is a dead player, could very well catch him off guard. That it doesn't, though. He finds Virtue off guard, giving Fury some man advantage.
Warden tries to get the second in towards Lusty, who's looking above. He almost gets the kill. Lusty scathes away with his life. Fury now with that man advantage, so critical on this downstairs push. Shade, he's pressuring from above, and Fury now have heaps of time, have half the round to try and maybe flush out one more player before they go for the execute. FNATIC, for once, are finally looking a little bit less comfortable on site. Mentalist, though, he's going to go up blue stairs, and this could be a massive flank from the castle. Flank watch is there, but was Rock watching the drone. He's the only down player for Fury, and if he doesn't call this out for his teammates, Fury are going to find themselves in a lot of trouble, and the flank comes out. Mentalist gets 2, and the diffuser is down. Fury has let their chances of winning this round and potentially the map slip. Mentalist looking for a third in towards Moto and Raven. It's just fallen apart.
There were 3 drones in lounge. Whether watching flank or not, 3 drones tells you somebody has shot a lot of our drones, man. He is off-site. Mentalist out furying Fury, you could say, with that flank. Warden going to push in, and that is not effective. FNATIC have done a great job at bringing this back. It is all up to Shade. 30 seconds here, pushing down the hallway.
He needs to get 3. All of them holding a powerful cross, but he gets the first onto Lusty. Tries to pre-fire the second. He knows where these players are, but can he hit the shots? No! FNATIC will have a flawless second half on the defense, winning the map in 11 rounds. And Raven, what a performance it was.
Yep, really solid FNATIC as we've come to expect in ANZ Pro League Season 11. 7-4 scoreline. Never looked in doubt on their defenses there. Just way too strong. Composed as ever. Mentalist on that flank. Opened it wide up in that round to win it for his team.
Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Lusty on 16 kills and only 1 player for Fury in the double digits. Definitely not their strongest performance on attack. And FNATIC, just FNATIC things really. Yes,